Hello, my friends. Welcome to my home studio in the beautiful Catskill Mountains. I'm John Morrell, and this is my very first fragrance video. I have to tell you, I'm a professional voice actor and a voiceover producer, have been for a really long time. I shouldn't say this, that's all passion to me, of course. I mean, making a living doing something like that is pretty darn amazing, but fragrances have always been a passion of mine. My wife doesn't even get it. I have hundreds of fragrances, and my wife does not understand it. I want her to be a part of these videos, and she will be in the future, I believe, but she doesn't get it. And so I'm here doing my first video, and if you're watching, first of all, thank you. Second of all, do me a favor, press that button. Subscribe to my channel. I need someone to watch this. Plus, press like. Comment if you like, whatever. This is all new to me, but I'm hoping that people enjoy it. I know I'm going to. This is just going to be fun for me. I have so many fragrances, and I'm not. I've subscribed to some great channels. I've learned a lot, and I'll put some of those that I subscribe to. Not that I could ever help them. They know more than I do. I have tons of subscribers. I'm just starting off here, but. I learned a lot from them, and I said, I should do that too, because I have a lot of fragrances, and I know a bit about them, and I know when they should be worn, I think, but whatever. And it gives me kind of a hobby, to join the fragrance community. I just collect, and now I'm like, well, maybe I'll get more educated. That's all part of it, But what I'm going to talk about today, quickly, hopefully, is I'm going to talk about a substitute for one of my wife's very favorites. Now, my wife is picky. Not only is she picky, she doesn't have a great nose. She says that. I'm not saying anything she wouldn't say. She doesn't have a great nose. But this is one of her favorites. It's been discontinued. I do have a backup. But I don't wear it as much as I should because I don't like it as much as she does. Now, I wear fragrances for her, cologne for her. But I have to like it too, and so I gravitate to other things that I also like, right? But I'm going to talk about a substitute for this that I think is better, which will be wild because anytime I talk about something expensive on my channel, I'm going to try to also give you an alternative that may not smell the same, but can be used the same time during the day or the same season, right? And so what I'm talking about is Tom Ford Bois Marocain. I've heard it said a couple different ways. Bois Marocain or Bois Marocain. And this is one of my wife's very, very favorites. It's from, they say it's from the, did they say private collection? Reserve collection, I think they call it, right? And I bought this. This is the original. This is the original, and I have a backup of this as well. The one, the 50 ml. So, first off, let me tell you what she loves it. I mean, but let me tell you some of the things I have. So I've already sprayed. I sprayed a Drydown. So I have that. Let me spray a fresh one. Not that I don't know what it smells like, but I guess that's what you do for the video, right? You spray it. The atomizer on this has always been pretty good. Look at that, nice wide spray. Here's my thing with this. She loves it. She just loves this. But let me tell you. First, let me be positive. It's a thick smell. But I like the juxtaposition of, a dark fragrance like this, which is what it is, dark fragrance, having something to brighten it up. In the notes, the fragrance notes, right? They say there's a vetiver. They say there's bergamot. I actually don't think I can't. I pick up none of that, even in the beginning. I pick up none of it. I get the cedar right away, the incense, of course. Here's the thing, and again, I'm not trying to turn people off to it. Although, listen, you can still get Bois Marocain. You can get it. I think they're selling for about. It is discontinued, but people selling it for between $300 and $400. So again, that can be pricey, right? That's not something you want to spend for 50 ml. So, but it's a bit churchy. It's a bit churchy. When I say that, I feel like I can imagine walking into a church and I smell the incense and I smell the wooden pews. That's kind of what I smell. And I'm not trying to turn people off to it, because it is you can tell, by the way, you can tell there's a quality smell. When you smell it, you go, yeah, this is expensive. It's one of those things, and it projects really well. When you walk into a room with this on, people smell it. So my wife loves it. I mean, I have this on, she knows, boom, right away. There's no question. She knows I have this on. So I would say it lasts 8 hours, 6 to 8 hours on me. So it lasts a good while as well. But again, I just I want something bright. For some reason, to me, I need something else in it. Anyway, so it's great. She loves it, so maybe women love it. So if that's something you're looking for, you can still find it online, although it is discontinued. But I want to talk, and by the way, the Drydown, I guess I should talk about that. Here's another thing about it. It doesn't change. And not saying, and I have no problem with that. I don't mind fragrances that are linear, where it smells the same starting out as when, 5-6 hours later. I don't mind at all, because it's like it's consistent. So it never changes. It just doesn't change. And now that's cool too. It's cool too. So that's that. Now, I think there's a good substitute for that. For people who don't want to spend between $300 and $400 for 50 ml. And I tend to stick to a 50 or 100 ml. I actually, besides John Varvatos, which I'm sure I'll do at some point, I try not to get bigger. The 3.4. There's a reason for that. I travel. Well, no one's traveling now, right? But I do travel for my job as a producer, and you cannot bring anything on the plane bigger than 3.4 ounces. So if I love a cologne and it's 4.2, I'm screwed, right? So I tend to buy 3.4. Usually I try to get the max for me would be 3.4. But anyway, I shouldn't say that, because I do have a couple big Tuscan leather or a big tobacco vanille, so I like to mix them a little or whatever. But anyway, my substitute, right, is Salvatore Ferragamo Uomo Signature. It doesn't smell like it. Let me be very clear. I'm not saying this smells like Bois Marocain. What I'm saying is this is an amazing substitute. That's my Drydown. Okay, let me spray a brand new one, and I can tell you, first off, when I say less expensive alternative, I will say, by the way, that the atomizer are going to be tricky on this. The one thing, so here it's open, right, but it locks like that. So it can be tricky. You got to press right down on it. I have sprayed myself in the face, so which would be funny for the video. Okay, so right away, here's what I love about this. This does have those brighter elements to it, which again, the juxtaposition of that is something I really, really enjoy. So right away, I get they say Italian mandarin, so I get the citrus, right? So they say Italian mandarin, grapefruit, but I also get the pink pepper at the same time, right? I can smell the cinnamon, right? Right. So this, now here's what's fascinating to me about this scent, and you can get this on a discount website, $430, which I'm going to tell you right now, I believe for me, this is the best scent I have ever owned, for sure, but ever smelled. I think this is the best scent I've ever smelled under $30. This is amazing. So you have those bright notes starting out. I have the Drydown. This changes. I put this on my hand when I got it. I got this recently. I put this on my hand, and it lasted, first of all, 8 to 10, close to 12 hours. Because I woke up the next day, I could still smell it. It was a skin scent at that point. The projection is great. It projects for, I would say, 2 hours, at least 3 hours. In fact, I got into the hot tub with this on. I got out, and it was still on. It just didn't go anywhere. Okay, so here's the Drydown. This changes 3 times, okay? For me, about as it dries down, okay, you still get a little hint of the citrus, but it dries into that cinnamon, right? Into that leather, okay? Roasted coffee, right? You smell the roasted coffee. But about, I'm going to say 3-4 hours in, and this isn't even one of the notes in this, apparently, but I get caramel. About 3-4 hours in, now it's caramel, and then it stays like that. It's caramel. It's almost like I know it's not supposed to be a gourmand scent, I don't think, but it is an edible scent. I mean, if I was in a restaurant, someone put a dessert in front of me after the dry down, 4 hours, and they said, would you eat this? 100% I would eat it. It smells edible. It's very, very good. And this is a really good, the way they blended this, to get a scent like this for under $30 is fairly shocking to me. I enjoy it. I personally, and I hate to say this because of how much money I spent on the Tom Ford, but I like it better than Bois Marocain. I do. I like it better. I don't know if my wife feels the same way. We don't know yet, but I do. I like it better. So that's something now, why am I saying it's a good substitute? Because they're both, in my opinion, fall and winter scents, nighttime scents. I don't, maybe you can wear it in a brisk night in spring, but I don't think you can wear these. Wearing these in the summer would be really, I just can't see it. So I think they're both fall winter scents, nighttime scents. And so if you don't want to spend $300 to $400 on something like a Tom Ford Bois Marocain, then this is for you. And now it brings me to, where can I get it? You say I can get this on a discount website. Yes. I'll give you quickly the places I trust, because I learned this from the channels that I subscribe to, because I was a person, like probably many of you, I was paying full retail. I just didn't know, what was legit, because I had experimented and I had bought a scent from a discounter online, and I had gotten a fake scent. So at that point, I'm like, they're all fake, right? They're all fake. That's what I thought. Turns out, no, they're not. FragranceX.com, FragranceNet.com, Kingdom Fragrances. Those 3 I know for a fact are legit. I've ordered from all 3. And you can get, I'm telling you, the discounts on there are pretty darn amazing. And how they do that, people go, well, like my wife was like skeptical. She's like, how's that possible? How can you get a $100 scent for $56? Well, I'm not going to go through it, because here's the thing. I just learned about it. I learned how they could do it. And so all I'm going to do is point you to the channel that I learned from, because why would I redo it when he did it better than me? He has more knowledge than me about it. Gent Scents. Okay, go to YouTube channel Gent Scents, and he actually talks about that. In one of his videos, he talks about why these discount websites can afford to pass some of the savings on to you. And so, it's great. Let me tell you, it's changed the way I buy fragrances. I do not buy fragrances for the most part in department stores. I recently bought Profumo from Acqua di Gio full retail because it was worth it, and I was traveling and I wanted to bring it with me, so I did, and it's totally worth it. But for the most part, I don't. So anyway, that's my first video. Please, if you can, subscribe. I'm going to do more of these, and I have so many fragrances I can certainly go through, and some of them I haven't seen anyone review. I mean, I've seen a few people talk about Bois Marocain, and I've seen a few people talk about Uomo Signature by Salvatore Ferragamo, which is where I got it. I picked it up because I heard someone talk about it, and I couldn't believe it. It was a blind buy. Do I call it that? They call it blind buy with fragrances, but it was a blind buy because I had gotten a good review, and I'm glad. I mean, I was thinking to myself, this thing's like $28. There's no way. I'm telling you, there's no reason not to buy this. I'm telling you, there's no reason not to buy this if you like those kind of fragrances. It's outstanding. It really is. So I want to thank everybody who did watch, if anyone did watch, but I want to thank you for watching, and subscribe, press the like, comment if you like. But yeah, I want to thank everybody very much, and we out.